It helps if I have my microphone in front of me, right? Uh, all ready to go, and then I realize, oh wait, I'm an idiot. All right, how's everyone doing today? Hey, Nick, you're already here. How you doing, buddy? Hope everyone's doing all right. I'm doing okay. Um, now engage. Hey, sweet. Okay, so I still got to dick around with potentially getting a restream or something set up so that way the chat on my end is combined. Um, but what I did is for now I did a little cheat where I could put YouTube chat and Twitch chat next to each other. So I was like they're right next to each other, so it's way more convenient for me to see it than what I was doing last night. Doing, buddy. How are you? I'm doing all right. Hey, I appreciate you. I told you I'd be here when I can. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by. No, I'm doing all right. Dad had a good doctor's appointment. We gotta go and do some stuff in a couple weeks once he's done, once he's gotten his strength completely back and to fully gauge how he's doing. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. Dad's doing good. Family's doing good. And a weird adventure cheating here on YouTube. I approve. No, we had a weird adventure this morning. No, it's like I lost track of how many cars I saw this morning cut people off in the road and just not using like their blinkers and stuff. Including a couple people that did it right in front of us, and we saw at least 3 near misses and accidents. And then when we went shopping at the local Three Bears, one of the Three Bears, when we got in, I went to go and grab a little Mart cart for my father, so that way he doesn't have to walk around the store, make it easier on him. Good to hear your dad's doing well. Yeah, he's doing well. As I was doing that, I didn't see this as often at Walmart. I only saw it a few times when I was working there, but I saw a dude, like I saw asset protection at the door, and I saw a dude with stuff in his hand about to walk out, and the guy goes, "Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. You stop right here." And the guy tries to run, and the guy grabs him. It's a struggle. Then the guy just bolts forward into the parking lot. And then, like, he's running. The asset protection guy is chasing after him. Then I see, like, 2 more store employees follow behind, close behind. And, like, they're keeping track of stuff because, I don't know, I don't think it was just, like, the items he was stealing. I think he was taking something else. I overheard them talking about, like, he got into one of the registers or something. So, like, that was part of the reason why they were being so forceful with him. But it was so wild to see that right in front of me. It's just, as I'm walking in, right past there's, like, 2 doors. I go through this door, and like this, it's right here. I'm like, is this really happening? And then my dad, like, as I'm coming back and grabbing my father, he's like, what were those guys running around for? I'm like, oh, that was asset protection. They're chasing after someone. He went, what? And for reference, people, this particular Three Bears in Alaska, it's next to the trooper station, the police trooper station. It's like, it's the Three Bear store, and the trooper station is the building next to it. So it's like arguably one of the worst spots to do this shit in because it's right there. Oh, it was wild. Yeah, it was completely wild. Assholes of traffic must be contagious right now between you, Will, and my sister. Yeah. No, it is. I don't know what it is. Something in the water. I do know from buddy Anthony and a couple other people that a lot of people in the lower 48 have it in their heads, blinker is a sign of weakness, and that a gap of at least 1 foot is enough to get their car through. It is. It's why I kind of wish for more public transit, like trains and buses, to be way more common. Just, and also for like places to be more accessible with like bikes and walking, just for the simplicity of avoiding that, having that be less of an issue. But regardless, and I remember that one lunch break, the 3 of us got Subway and saw the one woman trying to back out of her space while guy who owned the car she backed into was watching. Yeah, no, that was no. I think I think that's part of the reason why I didn't do it often. Well, I didn't do it all the time, but it was something I really enjoyed about going to the parking lot to eat lunch, or that you had the meal break. Was just to, on top of like watching stuff on my phone without having to put my earbuds in, but it was to just look at the parking lot and just see the crazy shit that would happen in a Walmart parking lot. Also, for people who don't know, Three Bears in Alaska, Costco. Yeah, no, that's fair. I should specify. It's Costco. They're owned by Costco. It's, I believe, actually, I think, I don't know. This is the rumor, and the rumor has been going on for like 5 years now, but the rumor is that they're eventually going to get turned into a Costco down the line. Trying to keep up here while I'm washing dishes. Hey, you're good. But yeah, so we're going to jump back into that's the adventures of Dan this morning. Whole lot of idiots on the road, which isn't exactly unique, but still fascinating when it happens. I am going to go ahead before we get started with Expedition 33. I'm going to go ahead and do this, as I saw this last night. I forgot to swap over to it before I called it a night. So I'm gonna watch this now. I didn't watch it last night. I totally forgot about it because I had to take care of a whole bunch of other stuff as soon as my stream was over. I've been hearing that rumor for years. I'll believe it when I see it. Agreed. No, I mean, there was a building they were constructing out in Big Lake, Alaska, that people were thinking, oh, that's gonna be is that gonna be a Costco or something like that? And it's like, once it was like, my dad started to notice there's way too much like heavy power equipment hanging out there just for that stuff just to sit there. And lo and behold, I think it's actually like a rental site or some major rental site. So yeah, no, I definitely agree with it's been a rumor for years. It's been a rumor for years because, the people that you hear it from, there are people going, yeah, well, my cousin's uncle's friend, Timmy, that doesn't work at Three Bears, that overheard a cashier mention Costco in a sentence, thinks that's what it means. Also, pretty sure there's a slight delay between my comments and when you see them, so I apologize for late comments. Hey, you're good, man. I got the comments dated, but on here so I could see when you commented. But that's just kind of the reality. It might be a situation of on my end, it might be a situation on your end. I've did my absolute best to make sure that the stream is basically only like a second or two behind of what I'm actually doing, but sometimes I've noticed sometimes I'll check the YouTube stream and I'll notice that YouTube stream is a little behind by like at least 5 to 10 seconds. And I've turned off the complete the delay feature, so it should be instantaneous. So that's as much as I could do. I think the only thing that I could do that is better than what I'm currently doing is to actually like do the stream in LA right next to the server for YouTube and Twitch, and just have like next to no delay. I think it's the only way I could have a better response time. But and Jimmy's uncle that works at Nintendo who knows the cheat to get a new Mew. Yeah. No. Also, it doesn't help the fact that I also will read your comment after I get done finishing the thought, so that way I don't interrupt myself and forget something. So, but I do see when the comments are timestamped, so I know exactly when I missed something. But yeah, we're gonna watch this little Resident Evil video I forgot to watch last night, and then we'll jump back into Expedition 33. I'm really interested in what they're doing with Resident Evil Requiem. I've been a Resident Evil fan for a very long time. There's games I don't really enjoy nearly as much as others. Like there's stuff I do enjoy, like RE6 is like the problem child of the franchise in a lot of ways. I'm used to that. You're good, buddy. Yeah. Now RE6 is kind of like the problem child in a lot of ways in the franchise, but there's a lot of good stuff in that game. And hell, if it wasn't like, I don't know, if it was I think if that game was a spin-off, I think it would have been fine. But since it was RE6 with a hard number, I think there was more contention, kind of in a similar way like we were discussing last night with Final Fantasy 16. Maybe if Final Fantasy 16 was a spin-off, like if actual just a spin-off, I think maybe it would have done better. Maybe, who the fuck knows? But it probably wouldn't have gotten the budget it did. So, but yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with our Resident Evil Requiem. I didn't even clone. I was watching a couple weeks back when I watched like the reveal of this game at the Summer Games Fest. I didn't even clock immediately that Grace Ashcroft is related to, I believe, Lisa Ashcroft from Outbreak. I played the Outbreak games. I didn't remember the character names, unfortunately. And I say this because I'm one of the weirdos that gives a shit about Resident Evil story and pays attention to that stuff, even though each game and movie just throws that shit into the trash bin every time. My God, there is so many lingering plot threads or characters or things, or characters that just don't show up anymore. RE6 had so much potential to be better 5. Not that 5 was bad. I loved it. 6 pissed me off with my experience with lack of ammo drops. Yeah, it's like, this is the weird thing, is that the biggest issue with 6 is that it tried to be too much all at once. Maybe if they I feel like if they made like Chris's campaign even more action focused, like way more action focused, and had him have a lot more ammo drops, and then have Leon's campaign be way more horror focused, with him having even less ammo drops, and then having Jake's campaign be way more experimental, like fighting focused. I think the problem was they tried to make all the campaigns a little different, but still play similarly to each other. Whereas, honestly, if they went even further in each separate direction, it probably would have made it a slightly better experience, because, if you prefer to have more of an action-focused game and, like, more ammo and, like, be able to fight off a lot of zombies and monsters, you could have had that in Chris's campaign. And that's kind of like that was kind of the idea for each campaign, but in my opinion, they didn't go far enough with each one. I think that's why it is frustrating. It sucks too, because I really there's a lot of stuff I like on the game. Like, the melee combat's fun, and I like the menus. It's a weird thing. Like, the menus in that game were interesting. I think they're far more interesting than the current Resident Evil game menus. I mean, I like the simplicity of them, but and I understand why they don't go with the RE6 style of like menus of like, these weird dots and everyone's using their phones and stuff like that. But regardless, yeah, going back to the lore stuff, I'm interested to see what they're doing, because this is obviously a return to Raccoon City. And it's also interesting. I'm really interested in like which characters bringing up, because I know they've said that Grace is like one of the 2 playable characters. Everyone's assuming it's going to be Leon. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. No, let's just throw this over here. RE9 playable characters. Okay. Okay, I don't believe it's been officially confirmed yet who's gonna be who. You should probably stop the video. Keep holding you up with more comments. No, it's all good. I mean, even if you weren't here, I'll be talking about this anyways. It's a 5-minute video anyways, so. But yeah, no, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with this one. I'm not sure if they're gonna reveal the characters or not, but I know the game is supposed to be playable in first and third person, which, due to how the recent Resident Evil games have been built, they made it so it's easy to swap between both. So I'm gonna be curious. Although I'm assuming what they're probably gonna do is have Grace be the horror portion of the game, and then have the secondable playable character be the action focus of the game. Kind of what they did with RE8, with Ethan being like the more horror focused character, and then you play as Chris. And I'm not shitting you, a Call of Duty level. Just full on night vision, just like, I don't know, like, fucking 5 barrels of ammo he's strapped to his back, and he's just mowing through the werewolves. Oh my god, I love RE8. Alright. Requiem. Okay, it's the only time I'm going to pause it while the video's playing. I absolutely adore this recent trend of newer Resident Evil games incorporating the number or lettering into the title. I still love that because Resident Evil outside North America is called Biohazard. I absolutely adore that Resident Evil 7 was called Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and everywhere else in North America, and then everywhere else it was called Biohazard Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil. So this is something I really love they've been doing. I think that's whoever came up with that idea at Capcom and whoever's doing the titles. Great job. All right, let's check out the official game overview. Okay.
開発のコンセプトは病みつきになる恐怖というのを掲げています。恐怖を乗り越えるね気持ちよさ、そこのカタルシスってやっぱこうバジルがあるんですよね。それ自体がもっとやりたい、遊びたいっていう中毒性を生む。そこに徹底的にフォーカスしてみたら怖いけどゲームとしても楽しい、そういうのが作れるんじゃないかなっていうのがレクイエムの出発点でした。
バイオハザードレクイエムは、シングルプレイかつ、オフラインのゲームとなっています。バイオハザードで一番重要なのは恐怖体験だと思うんですけれども、今作においてはその恐怖体験っていうところに、しっかりとフィーチャーした内容に仕上がっているんじゃないかなと思ってます。
今回の主人公は FBI 捜査官グレイス・アッシュクロフト。内向的で怖い。
Absolutely love her design. That's a nice jacket.
新しい
Damn
キャ
girl.
ラクターを作ろうとしています。プレイヤーと同じ目線で一緒になって怖がれる、こういうキャラクターを狙っています。物語の中でもちろん彼女も恐怖を克服し成長していく。
Yeah, she gets fucked up before the story really begins, or like right at the beginning.
推理力とかも発揮しつつ活躍するキャラクターに。
Okay, that is cool since she's an analyst. She is like a bit of a detective, right?
どうしてもレオンを使ったバッチバチのホラーで
Yeah, it is really difficult with
難しくて落ちてきたバケツにびっくりするとか、そう
Yeah.
いうレオンってそんなみんな見たくないやろっていうところで、じゃあホラーと食い合わせ悪いよなっていうのがやっぱりありましたけど。
I wonder if that's a red herring. He's a bad match for the horror, so that's why he's the action focus.
ファーストトレーラーご覧になって分かるように、グレース自身がすごいいろんな目に遭うんですね。PV で断片的には入ってるんですけれども、逆さずり一つとっても顔の赤らみ、高揚感であったりとか、うっ血してる表現。
God, she had man, RE Engine's magic. She looks like she's actually sweating.
自分たちでスタッフと一緒にプロの方を呼んで、実際にウィッグを使ってそこからシミュレーションして CG に落とし込んだりとか。
Okay, yeah, so it's not just the hair just moves a little bit. Yeah, hair actually will move up and down depending on where she is. That's actually
三人称視点2つの視点で
that's really good
自由
tech.
に切り替えながら遊ぶことができます。主観視点だとその恐怖を間近に感じることができて、緊張感のある臨場感のあるゲームプレイっていうのが可能になります。三人称視点だとキャラクターの肩越しでの視点というところでアクション、そういったところがよく見えるゲームプレイになると思いますので、アクションが好きだなって思う方には三人称視点の方がおすすめです。
滅菌作戦以降30年近く経つんですけども、
it's actually almost 30 years post RE2 as well.
アンブレラ事件っていうのでシリーズがヒットして、それ以降もさまざまなキャラクターたちがいろんな
Raccoon City incident is like the most known incident in Resident Evil, and it's like everything surrounding it. Later Resident Evil games still are dealing with the ramifications of that incident.
っていうのが大きかったですね。
ラクーン事件に関わった、もしくはラクーン事件に巻き込まれて大きく人生を変わってしまったり、命を落としてしまったりと、そういった登場人物がたくさん出ます。レクイエムは彼らに向けての言葉通り鎮魂であり、もっと言うとバイオハザードシリーズ、ラクーン事件、アンブレアをきっかけに生まれたシリーズのある種一つの区切りという意味でレクイエムというタイトルをつけています。
バイオハザードレクイエムは2026年2月27日に
発売予定です。
2026年3月にバイオハザードシリーズ30周年を迎えます。
They want to come in right before the anniversary, huh?
名に恥じぬようなゲームとして本作リリースしたいなというふうに思っております。
Oh, okay, wow.
グレイスの母親は
方針を転換してですね、
実写映画を目指すというところで
further interviews with the creators that didn't fit into today's presentation will be released today on the Resident Evil portal.
Okay.
Register your Capcom ID to see the rest.
Well, I'm not
ラクー
gonna
ンシティっていう
I'm
と
not
こ
gonna
ろは
bother
こ
with
こは
that.
触っちゃいけないもんだと。
We'll check that out another time. Maybe we'll see if there's anything more. Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. That is cool. Let's go ahead and get that prepped. Raccoon City being the canon event key part in the timeline for Resident Evil, its effects will last longer than One Piece. Honestly, yeah. Like, fast forward another decade, and characters are still going to be dealing with the ramifications of the Raccoon City incident. Like, what they, like, the Spencer Mansion incident, what happened there is, like, it's related to the Raccoon City stuff, because that's RE1 to go into RE2, and RE3 is happening alongside RE2, but it's like, it's a crazy event. It's a crazy incident. Those are like those 3 games were like the reason why the rest of the franchise has spawned, obviously, because it's the first few games. But no, it's just nuts that 30 years later, and most RE games or even RE like CG movies and stuff, they still reference the Raccoon City incident, or characters are still based around it. Like the recent movie they did, Death Island. That movie, one of the whole things about it is like one of the main characters, the main villain, he's like he was part of like Umbrella's mercenary spec ops team, and it was part of his job to do cleanup and wet work for him. Also, obviously they also had like the 5 main characters of the franchise. With that movie that had like Chris, Leon, Jill, Claire, and Rebecca just running around being superheroes the entire movie, which I'm down for. Okay, but anyways, we got stuff to do, things to do. We got some bosses fight. Get my, as I said, my title. I need to get my salad tossed like like a 5-star chef. All right, let's see what we got going on. Okay, making sure everyone. I'm happy with everything, where everything's at. I'm a very casual RE fan. I like the CG movies and the stories of the games, but I don't really play them anymore. That's fair. It's not for everyone. Totally get that. It doesn't have the fact that, like, some of the quality has not been the best, and not everything is everyone's cup of tea. It's understandable.
Violence, yes.
Encourage violence. Okay, let's see. We're on a caster, so I should use this one. Okay, you have a very, very small weak point, but I want to use this. Let's use this on you. I totally forgot that. God damn it. I need to actually look at, okay, their health bars. Okay, let's see if I could. Is that even a thing to even hit? Okay, no, there is a world of difference between the two.
Let's carve a path.
Yeah, there is a world difference if I... Holy shit, yeah, look at that damage. You know what? The hitbox is probably not actually the circle. The hitbox is probably the whole triangle. If I was a game dev or error, what I would probably do is to give the player a break and make it so the whole hitbox is actually a triangle. And as long as the player is aiming for the circle, you're fine. No, that's actually, I'm not saying that is what they've done, but that's probably what they did. Because I wasn't exactly complete dead aim on that thing, and I'm fully aware of my own skills. And was getting damn close to those hits, so. Okay, now he's marked. Well, let's see. I don't... You have him a touch, so... You asshole. Maximum damage.
Look out!
That second hit.
Not impressed.
It's locked on you.
Let's have some fun.
How many turns do they get? What the fuck? Assholes. Oh, let's just get this shit out of the way. Oh, that's your weakness? Oh. Well, I'm going to just fire these off, and then I'm going to do one of these. And then be cheeky about it. Because I'm going to use one of these.
Let's go again.
Alright. For record, I'm making dinner. If I burn my pasta, I blame you. Well, hey man, between the two of us, one of us is Italian, and it's not me. So, it's kind of your own fault if you burn your pasta. Is that something to hit? No, that's nothing. Okay.
Better.
I mistimed that completely and utterly.
It likes you.
Well, that's not good.
Sweet taste of battle.
And at least we took care of that one. I have to remember not to pay attention to the visual. I need to pay attention to the sound effect it makes, because that's the key. The little shoot.
Go again.